Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Jason. Now we've got a Division D West match coming at you real quick here for the OC Peach Boys versus Sack of Bricks. It looks like these teams are in lobby and pretty much ready to go. Let me just go ahead and go over the map selection screen for you guys real quick before we get started here. Coin flip was won by Sack of Bricks. They elected for first pick. They then proceeded to ban out Towers of Doom. OC Peach Boys banning out Tomb of the Spider Queen. And then Sack of Bricks selecting Battlefield of Eternity as our map number 1 here. So, of course, this is a very even Division D match, at least in terms of the standings. Pretty much as even as you're going to get. OC Peach Boys currently 11-7 on the season. Meanwhile, Sack of Bricks 12-5. So kind of hanging, a little bit above 50% for both of these squads. And currently occupying number 3 and 4 in the division. So likely going to see some playoff implications based on how this matchup comes to a result here. And Arrow, hello. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. This message is from the future. Gotta love the delay, man. But yeah, it looks like we are waiting on just one AFK for just a moment here. Let's see. Aw, somebody's helping me with the pronunciation. I mean, that's brave. Well, attack power helping me out. That helps as well. Alright, so these squads having a lot of fun in lobby with us here. And I hope you guys are having fun tonight, too. Another excellent night here in NGS. So many matches going on. The casters just cannot keep up. We just have no hope. But we're going to do what we can to still get some quality matches out. I'm happy I got the opportunity to pick up one of these matchups from a couple of our West Coast teams late into the evening. We've even got one more match coming up after this on Weenus's channel, so assuming that we get started here soon enough and that match is still going on, we'll actually just send you guys right over to the B West match, and I'll probably join you guys in watching, because that should be a pretty interesting game in and of itself. All right. Looks like everybody is ready to go. So Battlefield of Eternity going to be our first map here as we go on in for game number 1. D West Division, OC Peach Boys versus Sack of Bricks. You may notice in the title that it's S of Bricks because apparently Sack is a bad word for Twitch. Okay, then. Hanzo gonna be banned out here to start. So Hanzo, still the best immortal racer in the game. Not only does he do the most damage to it, but the fact that he can do it from such a long distance and be so safe with all the different terrain that he can jump over with that natural agility. He is the strongest pick, in my opinion, on this map, regardless of where he is in the meta. He's just so good with the map mechanics. It's just hard to contest him on that point. But Maev going to be banned out on the other side for the Peach Boys. And yeah, if the enemy team's got a Maev player, you don't want to play against it. That's kind of my philosophy in HOTS right now. Very difficult hero to deal with. Those fan of knife resets are something that aren't always in your control. You can kind of try and spread out. You can try and not do too much. in terms of enabling it, but she still gets value when she gets those big tethers. It's just so hard to counter. Then a pair of tanks going to be taken out. Top 2 in the meta right now, I think, between Anubarak and Diablo, but Kael'thas going to be picked up here early for Soul. A very popular pick in the lower divisions of NGS is the Kael'thas. Again, positioning sometimes a little bit more difficult for players at this MMR level. And so Kael'thas with those bomb spreads can be a very difficult thing to have to play into. And having somebody who swaps and condemns certainly doesn't help any issues here. Massive front line to start off this for Sack of Bricks. Artanis also very, very strong in that race potential with his level 1 amateur opponent. Meanwhile, on the other side, Anna picked up, so OC Peach Boys looking to get the healer early and prioritize that. They can now look to apply a healer chokehold if they possibly want to ban out maybe a Tyrande here, who really helps with the race potential, and there it is. Meanwhile, Greymane going to be picked up as well for OC Peach Boys, so a very, very strong racer in his own right, but unlike Hanzo, Greymane's got to get in real close and be able to stick to that Immortal to be really effective. So in terms of having like a 4-man defense, Greymane's really, really strong at being able to go across and do the solo burn. Kind of like we see a lot of Vala players be able to do that post 7 with that Hungering Arrow build. He's gone, yeah, you're right, Arrow, for Hanzo. He's gone way down, but you got to understand, he was about double anybody else's race potential before, and then with the nerfs, now he's about maybe a quarter more than anyone else. So, like, while it has gone down, he's still just so strong here. Either way, Leoric and Mal'Ganis picked up, and Phoenix and Brightwing on the other side. So, you know, pretty strong front lines from both squads here. The question is how OC Peach Boys wants to round this out. The Brightwing's a pretty interesting healer here. Good ability to maybe side soak a little bit, get that teleport in. And for Stixa, it's going to be the Li Ming, so continuing to add to that race potential and kind of going for a reset comp here. I will say this much, though. The Brightwing with that Pixie Dust can be a decent counter with that extra spell armor. And, you know, Johanna, pretty difficult to kill in that front line, but we'll have to see. There's a lot of focus damage from OC Peach Boys, so I don't think it's impossible for them to get the value out of the Ming. And we'll have to see if Stixa wants to go with a more race-heavy build rather than focusing on the kills. They've got good poke to the Peach Boys, and they've got good burn. We'll have to see if they can ultimately outlast Sack of Bricks here in these fights in the mid. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Should be a very interesting match. Again, these guys 3 and 4 in the Division D West standings going into tonight. So it'll be very interesting to see who can kind of set themselves apart in this big matchup here in D West. And, you know, seeing a fair amount of comfort, I think, from these picks overall. You know, not super meta heroes. You know, we're not seeing any of, like, the Zeratul. You know, any of these things that have kind of come out of the woodwork recently and gotten massively stronger. The Anna, of course, has kind of risen to the top in terms of healing since her rework. Worth noting that Lucio and Chromie are currently banned. They're under that 2-week ban restriction from heroes that receive a major rework. So we will not see those tonight. Alright, so loading in here for game number 1. On the left, it is going to be the OC Peach Boys. We've got Hybrid Remix on the Greymane. Malal... I knew I was gonna mess it up because he told me how to pronounce it. Malarum. There we go. On the Anna. Stixa gonna be playing the Li Ming. Andrade gonna be playing the Artanis. And wow, I'm really off today. Megamic is gonna be on the Leoric. Meanwhile, on the right, Sack of Bricks. Attack Power is going to be playing the Artanis. We've got Soul on the Kael'thas. Tiny going to be on the Johanna. Currit playing the Brightwing. And Aris Vicious playing the Phoenix. It doesn't hurt that I replay casted a Sack of Bricks match yesterday. You put too much pressure on yourself, and that's when it really goes downhill. But either way, we'll get a look at these talents for you guys. Up in the top lane, the solo laners we were looking for. Leoric versus Artanis. And should be an early advantage, I think, to Leoric in terms of that sustain. Assuming he can hit those spooky hands throughout that matchup, should have no problem in the top lane. But Artanis has pretty good PvE damage to be able to clear the wave fairly quickly, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him doing just fine. And actually, the swap into the towers not going to hurt either as they go back and forth. Meanwhile, down in the bot lane, just picking back and forth a little bit here. Arrow saying, poly that Mal'Ganis to stop the sleep, or Greymane counter his dive. Yeah, exactly. You know, the Brightwing, you know, I think a lot of people underestimate the power of that polymorph. It can be very difficult to deal with, especially for heavy divers like the Greymane. You know, it was constantly an option for countering Genjis and Illidan's back in the day when he was actually viable. Maybe someday again. And another swap. Couple tower shots, but the spooky hand keeping him up for the moment. Attack Power, though, doing a very nice job pressuring the Leo up in that top lane. Meanwhile, Andronde ending up having to back from that low health problem there. Meanwhile, big sleep coming out there from Andronde. Let's set up for a little bit of damage, and we may end up seeing that being a big factor for the Li Ming damage later. We do see the level 1 missile talent taken there for the extra spell armor, trying to protect against a bit of that Kael'thas damage. Andronde a little bit out once again. Ends up getting polymorphed out of the sleep charge there. But the healing is good in from Mull. Meanwhile, camp picked up for the side of OC Peach Boys early in the bot lane, so Aris going to have to stick onto that to clear it up. Meanwhile, full rotation to the back camp for both teams here. A little slower on it is Sack of Bricks, so they might be a little bit slower on the rotation to the objective. I guess we'll see. Stixa here nice and early to start getting some damage out on it. It looks like Sack of Bricks going to rotate through to look to defend. Hybrid Remix caught out, though. The Condemn hits a lot of damage on the follow-up, down below 80 health. Will be able to roll away. And Sack of Bricks not quite able to lock him in long enough to secure the kill, but worse for wear are the OC Peach Boys right now, as the members of Sack of Bricks do rotate down and are going to start getting some damage in on the Immortal, but the Immortal with an OP double stun there on the members of Sack of Bricks. Andronde getting very low. He's going to end up going down. Meanwhile, the Condemn coming out, and Leo getting so low, but a massive swap by Attack Power, and that's going to secure a second kill here for Sack of Bricks. So first and second blood going over to them. And they will be able to force the halftime show to come out here on Battlefield of Eternity. Now, of course, the rotation is constant here early in the game. They always rotate to the aggressive sides here in this after halftime in this first phase. But we see that both teams are actually just going to fight it in the mid. They're gonna go ahead and do the team fighting thing. And again, worse for wear are the OC Peach Boys. They're going to have to back up and just kind of look to maybe try and burn a little bit. But actually, the members are coming in. Big sleep coming in from Andronde. Follow-up stun by the Immortal onto Attack Power. And we'll see another huge stun as he circles around the mid. And they're going to start giving over the resets. Soul very low on mana, but they will be able to finish off the Immortal despite losing the Artanis. And we'll have about a half shield Immortal going down to the bot lane. And Aris actually coming up to the top lane, so Phoenix going to be the solo laner here, while Artanis is going to go down to the bot lane. I think I like that call. Not that Artanis... Okay, so it looks like Aris is going to come down for the burn. So, you know, it could have gone either way there. You know, Aris, I think, would have done even better in that matchup, poking out the Leo, than Artanis did. But it's not that Artanis can't do it. And it's a trade-off in the 4-man. You get more siege from Phoenix, though not a whole lot more than Kael'thas. But meanwhile, you could get a little bit more kill potential with those swaps. But speaking of kill potential, charging in are the members of Sack of Bricks, taking advantage of the Immortal tanking that fort, and they dive very hard, get the Mal'Ganis kill. There's too many MLA characters in this game, by the way. Blizzard, please nerf. So first fort of the game, gonna go over to Sack of Bricks. Attack power yet again, doing a nice job down here. On to Mega Milk. I'll eventually get everybody's names right, but I may or may not get everyone's names right a second time. I'm liable to screw it up in more than once in more than one way. We are going to see Big Sleep coming out here from Andrade, but actually passing the bomb around, and it looks like that is the intent of Soul with that level 7 talent, getting the extra damage on the bomb spreads. So quite a bit of extra damage, a little over a third of the extra explosion damage when it's spread around like that. Meanwhile, Ana, you know, a little bit better than she used to be with the grenade build. You know, being able to deal a little bit of extra AoE damage, plus the ability to have that pierce on the Q. So a little bit better than she used to be at dealing with it. Sack of Bricks maybe looking to try and invade and steal, but instead are just going to rotate back to theirs, thinking better of it here. Level 10 right around the corner for both teams, pretty much even still on XP, despite the 3-to-1 kill counter in favor of Sack of Bricks and the bottom fort, giving them that trickle XP. By the way, coming down the lane is the first of these occasional catapults. So that could end up being a factor here if the fighting goes long enough. Big teleport coming in there onto Tiny. Currit doing what he can, trying to keep him alive and in a good position to turn. Andrade, though, getting very low. Gets that last second Q shot in from Maul. And doing a nice job of keeping him alive. Meanwhile, down comes the Purifier Beam. Level 10s are now in for Sack of Bricks, but level 10s also now coming in hot for OC Peach Boys, but it's another 2-for-0 exchange as Sack of Bricks going to extend their lead here a little bit and should be able to secure halftime fairly easily. Level 10s now for Sack of Bricks. Blessed Shield, Blink Heal, Pyroblast, Purifier Beam, and the Purification Sabo. So mainly they're just trying to purify them in a multitude of ways, our Sack of Bricks. While for OC Peach Boys, we are going to see the Carrion Swarm along with Nano Boost, Wave of Force, Cursed Bullet, and the Entomb. But attack power getting caught out a little bit here. Again, Currit going in with that Blink Heal, trying to keep him alive, but they can't quite keep him up. Stixa now does have the resets, but not a whole lot of mana to follow up. The Nano Boost comes out, though, and dealing a ton of damage here is Stixa. And the huge Entomb going to come in from Mega Milk, and they're going to end up with a 4-for-0. Just a massive team fight turn there by the Peach Boys. Worth noting, they did lose the top fort off of that push, but bottom fort going to be grabbed in return by the Shaman camp. But halftime had already been procced, so this is a full-on race to it. Andrade trying to zone, trying to keep the members of Sack of Bricks off of this, but in come the members of Sack of Bricks anyway, just trying to get this done. And Mole gonna be hit by that purification. Oh man, just a little bit slow on the switch over there. So hard for Anna to get out of that. A natural counter, but Meanwhile, on the other side, Leoric falls. Mega Milk gonna be back up pretty soon, though, with that trait. Immortal, meanwhile, going over to Sack of Bricks, scoring their second Immortal of the game. 2 for 2 now. Big swap onto Hybrid Remix. Attack Power looking to try and make something happen. Trying to create kill opportunities for his teams. Meanwhile, on the backside, Carrion Swarm going to be popped by Andrade, but it's not going to get him out of trouble, or is it? Maul doing all he can with those heals, but out comes the Purification Sabo, and just not quite enough damage. No slows really applied to be able to combo with that for now. So everybody living through the beginning part of the siege, and the Immortal actually will end up falling along with the keep front wall here. Andrade. Okay, I guess I was putting an extra N in there. That's like I told you guys, a multitude of different ways. But in comes the invasion here for OC Peach Boys. He's getting in there, and he's gonna get right onto the point with that sleep, but gonna have to back out. Is Mal'Ganis. Leoric getting very low and will be the one ending up falling here. Camp is grabbed. Nice defense from Sack of Bricks, punishing the members of OC Peach Boys and looking to pursue as well. Polymorph going down, but not quite going to find the damage. But again, just in the wrong part of town here. They're even going to burn the Pyroblast for it. Well, not really necessary, I don't think, but they're going to have to chase him to the ends of the earth to secure this kill. Now, wait a minute. No. No, there's no way. Is Aris going to find him in time? No, it gets out. Wow. Oh, man. Andrade. Getting some work done. On the troll, hitting the troll button. Playing with the vision a little bit here on Battlefield of Eternity. Just Mal'Ganis things. Meanwhile, Camp going to be picked up over on the side of Sack of Bricks here. As both teams start to rotate in towards the mid-level 13 on both sides. 5 to 7 on the kill counter, and that kind of represents a little bit of the separation in XP so far here. Just a slight XP lead for Sack of Bricks. But huge camp pressure for Sack of Bricks as well. OC Peach Boys gonna have to fight this quick, and you can see there's a little bit of that urgency in their posturing here. They are going in deep on the members of Sack of Bricks. Attack power getting very low as we see the charge in and the entomb on the backside. The stun actually comboing, keeping them deep in that entomb. But it is actually Li Ming that goes down first. We're going to see the turn here from Sack of Bricks. Can they find what they're looking for? Big swap, and Greymane is going to go down. And the Pyroblast going to zone Mega Milk away at the very least. But look at these lanes. Top keep is definitely going to be confirmed here. The members are going to make it out, but not in time to stop that. Meanwhile, the bottom is being hammered as well. Catapult coming down the lane, but also this camp. Halftime going to be procced very quickly here by Sack of Bricks off the heels of that big team fight. Greymane still 3 seconds away as the halftime show goes on in mid, and then the direct opposite proc. It's going to pretty much guarantee OC Peach Boys not even having a chance to get across the map fast enough to be able to stop this Immortal. So full shield Immortal coming out now for Sack of Bricks. And it's going to be marching in this bot lane to what is already a bit of a softened up bottom keep. Looks like it's going to be the full 5-man commitment here for Sack of Bricks. They get level 16 at the opportune time here. Andrade looking for the flank, but ends up getting hit by that big swap into the polymorph, into the damage. Carrion Swarm going to come out at the very last second to keep him alive. Savo does manage to connect on 3, but again, not quite the damage you're looking for without the slows. Gonna soften up the members a little bit. Hybrid Remix just barely avoiding that swap there from attack power, but they are coming in onto the keep. Still about a third shield on the Immortal as it is chunking away at the last keep of the OC Peach Boys. A big sleep coming out on the backside. They're looking to try and engage behind this thing, but not quite having the room they need, and Sack of Bricks just going to fight right under this Immortal. Very well microed here by Sack of Bricks, and they're just going to try and support this Immortal on the core push. The shields are down to 50% on the core health, and that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Battlefield of Eternity goes over to Sack of Bricks here in Game 1 of this best of 3 series. What a match from Sack of Bricks. Not that there weren't some good moments there for OC Peach Boys, but at the end of the day, Sack of Bricks is kind of utilizing their advantages as they came up and doing a very good job of just kind of pushing as much advantage as they could, playing very good macro with the camp timings, taking big advantages out of that, kind of forcing OC Peach Boys into a choose how you lose kind of scenario. And, you know, just very, very nice plays all around. 6 to 10 on the kill count, so doesn't quite tell the story of how lopsided a lot of that match felt. The team fighting was fairly equal overall, but again, it was just the wave clear advantage, I think, played as a factor into it, and the siege potential as well. And they just secured all 3 of those Immortals and really took huge advantages from it throughout the match. Race is not everything, folks. I think OC Peach Boys had about the same amount of race potential, maybe a little bit less, but comparable. But they just couldn't secure the team fights at the right time to be able to get the Immortals fully. They would get close on occasion, but Sack of Bricks doing a nice job of recovering out of any team fight slumps in the mid game there. Give you guys a quick look at these talents. It was indeed Calamity build for Li Ming throughout that match. Full laser build coming out here for Aris. Very interesting. And again, I love the Purification Savo pick, or Purifier Beam, I should say. Great counter to Ana and the Eye of Horus ult option. In fact, we even saw Nano Boost come out because Maul didn't want to be rooted. Didn't want to be rooted in place for that to come in. But it looks like these guys are ready to go already for game number 2. So if these guys are ready to go, then I'm ready to go. All right. Then let's go on into game number 2. Looks like we're going to be on Cursed Hollow here for game number 2. And it looks like the teams have swapped on me. Or have they? No. No, they have not. Okay. Good call. Cursed Hollow. All right, so Cursed Hollow going to be our map number 2. Did I get the sides wrong before? I was looking at... Let's see. No, not again. Man, it hurts. Okay, I had the sides right in the last one, but now they're swapped because you guys swapped on me. Okay, that's okay. I could fix that. Alright, but thank you very much for the update there. We'll just swap the logos around, and I think we're good. Alright. Oh, it was wrong for the last match. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So, OC Peach Boys on the right. Tiny, team captain. Okay. What a bummer. I apologize, guys. I didn't mean to swap you guys around, but I don't know. I thought I had it right. I'd looked at the team captains on the other side, but I just swapped it around, I guess, while we were doing this match. So, my bad, everybody. OC Peach Boys on the right, game 1 win. Sack of Bricks on the left, and we'll get on into the draft here for game number 2. Cursed Hollow. OC Peach Boys up 1-0 here, as they'll go back to the Kael'thas once again, but this time they're going to go ahead and pick up the Ana. Meanwhile, Brightwing and Diablo coming out on the other side. They're going to go back to the Phoenix once again for Aris. And this time the Brightwing going to be picked up by Maul. So they're just going to swap the healers, you know, no big deal. Johanna going to be picked up here, or banned out, I should say, by the side of Sack of Bricks. So I've got already Anubarak taken off the board and Diablo picked up for the side of Sack of Bricks, so only leaving a couple options for main tank for OC Peach Boys. But first one that comes to mind is, you know, the ETC. They could try for the Mal'Ganis if they want to try out what Sack of Bricks was doing last match.
I'm here to help.
Jaina going to come out as the backline damage here for Sack of Bricks this time around.
Let's fly.
But looks like they're swapping around a little bit on the roles. Stixa going to be playing the Falstad. Meanwhile, Hybrid Remix going to be playing the mage this time around. Two more picks coming in for the Peach Boys. They still need the solo lane and the tank. ETC still available. The Muradin is going to be the pick, though. I do like Muradin on this map. He does have that trait value that can help him be able to heal up fairly quickly. Thrall also going to be picked up by Attack Power, as that secondary front line could be the solo lane, but we could also just be Phoenix. One last pick for Sack of Bricks here. They could still use a frontline solo laner. And they're going to go with the Yrel. Very interesting. She's suffered a little bit of a meta fallout here. So been kind of a rough go for Yrel. But we'll see. You know, it still is pretty good frontline zoning. Still provides a little bit of extra support with the healing. And the mobility on Yrel is very strong. Quite a lot of damage and CC coming out on the side of OC Peach Boys in this matchup. Kind of their calling card from game number 1 there. All right. So let's get on into game number 2 here. Cursed Hollow, very rotation, macro-oriented map. The camps are a pretty big factor. You know, they can be a big factor if taken at the right timings, especially with the tributes. Double global comp over on the side of Sack of Bricks, worth mentioning here. Globals can be very good on this massive map here. One of the biggest in Heroes of the Storm, so should be a nice advantage for the side of Sack of Bricks. But on the left, it is going to be Sack of Bricks. We're going to see Hybrid Remix on the Jaina. Andrade is going to be playing the Diablo. We're going to see Mega Milk playing the Yrel. Malarum going to be on the Brightwing. And Stixa going to be playing the Falstad. Meanwhile, on the right, the OC Peach Boys. We're going to have Tiny playing the Muradin. We're going to have Attack Power on the Thrall. Currit playing the Ana. Soul playing Kael'thas. And Aris Vicious on the Phoenix. So right away, the side of Sack of Bricks not wanting any of the rumble in the mid, but I like the cheeky rotation from Attack Power. Gonna go ahead and take that vision. Meanwhile, Phoenix also grabbing the vision on his way to the bot lane. So this is kind of a map where you do see a lot of pseudo double solo lane squads. You know, Falstad and Phoenix, both good solo lane heroes in their own right. So they'll just kind of chill in the bot lane, poking back and forth. Kael'thas, from a lane away, still turning our world upside down somehow. Up in the top lane, we see pretty interesting matchup here in Mega Milk versus Attack Power. I don't see a whole lot of Yrel Thrall solo lane, but looks like Mega Milk just kind of playing it safe. And both just kind of playing back right now. So camps have spawned at the 1 minute mark, but neither team being very aggressive with their camp starts. A little bit of bomb sharing going on for the side of Sack of Bricks to start this off. And Aris definitely having his way down here with Stixa. Doing a nice job. Going back up to the top lane, Mega Milk starting to do a little bit better in lane. Getting a little bit more of an advantage. But again, in the solo, really it's more just about not dying and soaking all the minions than anything else. With the new way that the ammo works, with endless ammo, it's kind of hard to get any kind of real advantage in the solo lane. Especially early game. Hybrid Remix, though, with the nice camp timing. It is going to be pushing up in the top lane, however. So that's just going to end up being in clearing range as OC Peach Boys are going to rotate up to the top lane to get this to go for the tribute, I should say. Or are they going to go for the tribute? They're actually going to be a little bit late on the rotation, grabbing their own camp. So we'll have to see if Attack Power is going to look to try and poke out. It looks like they are starting to make their way up. Aris is here, but gotta watch out. Andrade does have the charge stun to start off, but the teleport away. Meanwhile, Attack Power going on towards the back line, trying to get some poke and harass onto Hybrid Remix, but gonna be zoned off nicely by the front line for Sack of Bricks. And it looks like everybody's just gonna make their way up. Camp is up in the top. Meanwhile, Siege starting to press in the bot lane, but Andrade getting very low. Nice plays there from Aris. Again, showing off, flexing on the Phoenix. This time it's going to be the auto attack build, though. It's got the extra damage on the stutter step at 1, and then the extra speed, which you saw there at the level 4 when they're slowed by the Q. So, very nice plays coming out. And meanwhile, I don't think Stixa even attempted to rotate to that.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
Just doing the Falstad solo laner things. Is doing a nice job of stacking up the seasoned marksman, though. So get a little bit of advantage off of that. He's able to soak out in the early game. Meanwhile, again, another good camp timing for OC Peach Boys. So we'll have this camp pushing in mid as the second tribute spawns. And Sack of Bricks, again, you know, kind of in a rough position to try and contest this. The zoning is good from the front line, but Amal does make it in just in time to get the Q out and interrupt. Andrade trying to find something. Does find an angle onto attack power there. The jump to follow up, but it's not quite enough damage to take down attack power just yet. Looks like both teams will back up and look to reset. There is quite a lot of poke coming out from Sack of Bricks. I think OC Peach Boys are going to have to try and turn the corner on this if they want to look to actually end up being able to cap this. But they find the kill on Diablo. Hybrid Remix also going to go down. Malarum in a lot of trouble here. I'll have to see if there is any route available. It's got to be coming up for attack power. There it is. And we'll be able to find a third kill. So now 2 tributes and 4-0 on the kill counter as OC Peach Boys looking to pick up where they left off in game number 1.
The pain is coming.
I'll say this much though, Sack of Bricks did a nice job of being able to clean out mid lane before that tribute was able to be picked up, and they had a lot of good poke in on it. Oh, and a nice kill down in the bot lane on Phoenix. You saw on the minimap the teleport and then the barrel roll by Stixa. He was going in after him and is able to find that kill in that kind of secondary solo lane. Meanwhile, up in the top, the solo laner's gonna have to think about rotating. Looks like attack power is gonna stick around for one more wave. Level 10's actually now in for Sack of Bricks, so say what you will about the split push and the soaking strategy, but now they have a pretty big advantage going into this tribute. In fact, such a big advantage that OC Peach Boys are not even going to bother rotating to this objective. And give this tribute over for free, and that is, I think, the best call they could make here. They definitely have a few in the bank, so to speak, in terms of being able to give up these map objectives before any kind of curse can be had. And they'll have level 10 now as well. So we'll take a look at these real quick. For the side of Sack of Bricks, it is going to be the Ardent Defender, Ring of Frost, Mighty Gust, Emerald Wind, and Diablo currently holding. Meanwhile, for OC Peach Boys, it's going to be Avatar, Phoenix, Nano Boost, Sunder, and the Purification Savo. Interesting that we're not going to see the Earthquake with the Savo. It's usually the combo we see. Though admittedly, you know, it can get quite a lot of value in these tight chokeholds on Cursed Hollow with the Sunder. It does turn out to be Lightning Breath for Andrade here on the Diablo. And it looks like we're going to get possibly our first 10v10 fire. It's going to be 11v11, but post-10 fight here on the second tribute spawn. And Urel actually not really in the neighborhood. 8 seconds left on the tribute. She does have... did she take insta-mount at 7? No, she did not. So a little bit of a slow rotation overall here. Members are starting to come in for Sack of Bricks, and they do have the ability to poke this out. So they're going to get here in time. Charge in onto Tiny to start this off. Andrade gets hit with a lot of CC in response, though. Already down in health and will pop the Lightning Breath, but a massive 5-man ring coming in from Hybrid Remix, but they're not able to really capitalize off of it. Again, that Lightning Breath coming out a little bit late there and only getting just a tiny bit of value before Diablo fell. And it ends up being a 2-for-0 exchange in favor of the Peach Boys. They're going to get themselves a curse and look to push here in the mid lane. That's a pretty interesting macro call. Mid lane not usually the one you see prioritized, with boss lanes being on the outsides. Meanwhile, Stixa is in bot lane, prioritizing the clear, and we've got Mega Milk cleaning up in the top lane. But mid fort does go down, and it looks like the rotation's going to come out by the Peach Boys down towards this bot lane. Tiny kind of looking for Stixa. Actually going to find 2, but we'll go ahead and jump out for now. Looks like the full 5-man rotation coming into bot here from Sack of Bricks as well. That's going to leave the top lane a little open and vulnerable to those minions, but 5 seconds before the curse is over. So there's a good chance that that's just going to get cleaned up on its own. Bottom fort does end up falling. And I take it back. I think this top keep is actually going to get confirmed by these minions. Meanwhile, OC Peach Boys, having gotten all 3 forts from their first curse, not at all a bad prize to take there. And now they'll go ahead and rotate around the map, start to paint their side of the map red. Meanwhile, Sack of Bricks cleaning up lanes, clearing up their own camps. I will say this much, though. The Peach Boys are a little bit quicker on the rotations here. They can look to try and force something in the boss area. And, oh, Malarum caught out a little bit, but actually the root not quite landing there. And the Emerald Wind is good to get him out of trouble. Aris, though, gets overpowered and tossed in. The ring is going to catch Kael'thas. Soul's going to have to back out. But on the other side, it looks like Jaina is going to end up falling as the first casualty of this back and forth exchange. Diablo also going to end up falling, but that is just souls being spent as he's going to instantly respawn. And now the question is are the OC Peach Boys healthy enough to boss here? There's still 4 members up, and there still is Mighty Gust and Emerald Wind being up in 7 seconds if they want to try and contest. But it looks like right now Sack of Bricks not interested in doing that without the Jaina. I think overall that's a good call. This is going to allow the opportunity for a double boss play, though, for the side of the Peach Boys. So a pretty big team fight win for them there. And they do have Tribute in top, but it's not really consequential as a tribute here. That said, you don't want to give it away for free. So it looks like they'll look to grab this tribute and then decide where they want to go from there. So free cap here as their first of 3 tributes needed for that second curse. 2 camps available on the map, and they're both on Sack of Bricks' side. Level 16 about to be here for the OC Peach Boys. So this is an opportunity for Sack of Bricks to try and come in and see if they can find a fight. But Trickle is going to give it to them pretty quickly here. They have all 3 forts down, so their Trickle XP a little bit ramped up. And there it is, level 16 going to come in. They root onto Mega Milk, but they are still looking to force here. They will be able to force them back off the boss at the very least. Now the question is, are they going to leash it? And it doesn't look like they are. Immediately the Lightning Breath coming in, but so low on souls, not going to have the sustainability to be able to stand in on all of that damage from the Peach Boys. They're going to go ahead and take that, but Stixa with the barrel roll and the Mighty Gust, but it's not going to be quite enough. Trying to make plays is Stixa, but good response from the Peach Boys. They get right back in on that. I caught them a little off guard, I think, but they were able to recover beautifully, and they prevent the boss steal. So close, though. And looks like it's going to be another camp, another 3 kills. And the Peach Boys rolling right now here on Cursed Hollow. Soul gonna have the free cap on the backside. Big camp pushing in mid, boss pushing in bot, and if you're Sack of Bricks, it's just a rough moment here. They're gonna have to dig deep if they want to get back into this one. They do have level 16s, so they can look to try and contest here. Stixa getting hit by that root from attack power. And looks like for right now, the Peach Boy is going to back off. They don't necessarily need to force here. They know that they're in the driver's seat, and the only way they can really lose control of this game is if they get a little overly aggressive and end up kind of throwing the game over to Sack of Bricks. Andrade Looking to find something here, but gonna end up being caught on the wrong end of town. There's 4 members of the Peach Boys right there. And with that kill, we'll find that. Sticks actually, for good measure, gonna go ahead and Mighty Gust to toss everybody away. And for right now, you know, all 3 keeps up for Sack of Bricks. But this is kind of a rough moment. You got 24 seconds on your Diablo spawning with about the same timer, give or take a second or two here, for the tribute. And this is Curse Point for OC Peach Boys. You gotta almost think that Curse here is a bit of a checkmate for the Peach Boys. And unfortunately, Sack of Bricks is not really in a position to contest it, so they're just going to try and split out into lanes and look to try and defend where they can. But really, OC Peach Boys can just 5-stack and push a lane. They are going to go ahead and choose bot. The map painted very, very red at the moment. And this keep is going to fall in pretty short order. It's also going to pull the attention away from defending the other lanes. Big Sunder coming in. Can they get the follow-up? The ring is good to kind of halt the advance of OC Peach Boys on the other side there. But it is Diablo and Jaina falling here early in this core defense attempt. And I think that's going to be enough. They're going to look to turn onto the core. And actually, I take it back, you know. Sticks are doing very good damage. They are coming out, and Aris actually ends up falling. Current not quite able to keep him alive. Mega Milk taking a little bit of harass and damage here from attack power, but looks like for right now he's going to be able to make it away. And the defense might actually hold here for the side of Sack of Bricks. So they lose too early, but they get the kill on Falstad. They're going to lose each and every one of their keeps here, but they are going to keep the game alive long enough to get all 5 up. But wait a minute, Maul caught out by Tiny and attack power, and that is a feels bad man moment. They're trying to make something happen off the back end of it, but it almost feels like desperation mode at this point as attack power focusing in onto Hybrid Remix. Gonna be able to pick up that kill. They do get the counter kill onto the Kael'thas though, but every lane is pushing in right now with multiple catapults. Shields have been taken down here. Or re-destroyed, if you will. And just kind of slowly chipping away at the core. Sticks are going to Mighty Gust as they try and isolate out attack power, but Tiny going to come right back in with that Dwarf Toss. And the heal denial there from Currit. And just like that, game 2 and the series going over to the OC Peach Boys. GG, well played. All right, so we'll give you guys a quick look at the Nexus Gaming Series match summary. As we said here today that one of these two teams were going to be setting themselves apart. And feels bad, man. Even the post lobby gonna troll a little bit tonight. Ouch. But I'll try and figure out why it's doing that. I've been seeing those zeros come up a few times in my cast. But I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Very good show put on by these two teams. Congratulations to the OC Peach Boys for capturing themselves a big domination, setting themselves apart a little bit here in Div D West down the stretch. It's been a lot of fun casting for this whole season. Season 6 has been really amazing. I want to shout out our NGS Patreon. Go over to the Nexus Gaming Series Patreon page. Take a look at all the cool stuff they have to offer. And also the YouTube page. We've been working on a lot of cool content. So if you guys haven't seen all of the cool stuff we're doing on the YouTube page, check that out when you get a chance. I know this match is going to be uploaded into the playlists very soon. And that's going to be it for me tonight, guys. For the Nexus Gaming Series, I am Jayzon. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.